y'all, I'm Elisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And I'm Michelle.
And welcome to Watch for Deer. Hey y'all, we have a guest on the podcast today.
We do. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Who that?
Hello, everybody. I'm Michelle.
Michelle is a good friend of ours, and she come to hang out with us today and do a little recording.
I actually want to go ahead and say that. Hold on. We were sitting outside, and I told Elisa about a TikTok fad that happened a few years ago, which is
you
the
are
truth.
such a what I can't say on this podcast because we are PG-13.
You need to calm down.
But use your words.
We're sitting outside. Michelle pulls in. We're talking about the 2 episodes we had recorded and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I tell Elisa, I'm like, you know, there's demons in the tree. She's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, there used to be a fad. And there really was a couple years ago with people talking to trees, and the trees, like the limbs shaking and all this stuff. And Elisa's like, oh, you're full of shit. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I was talking to my friend on the phone on FaceTime, and I went over there and I was talking to this tree limb. It was hanging down and it was like starting to move. And she's like, and she gets up and she's like, you don't have any tree limbs hanging down. I was like, I know, I cut them all down because it freaked me out. She goes over, stands underneath one of my tree at the edge of the yard, and she's like, hey, tree. And she takes her little tiny fingers and I'm
shaking its leaf.
She's shaking its leaf, and she shook its leaf and all this stuff, and she's doing all that stuff, and I'm just sitting on the porch with Michelle, and we're just watching her, and her back's to us, and she's like having a full-on conversation with this tree. She's like, Samantha, this ain't working. I was like, I know, I can't believe you just believed the story that I told you. She was like, F you effing. Like, I mean, she went like, oh.
She is what I will not say on this podcast.
I literally had her walk over, have a full conversation with the tree.
With the tree.
With the tree. You're welcome.
Bitch.
I know.
So today we are back with another episode of Deer Tales. So these are our listener submissions that we receive on the podcast about their paranormal stories. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Michelle, are you excited?
Are you excited? Okay.
Are you very excited?
Very excited.
She's so excited, people.
I'm so excited.
And I just can't hide it.
And I know, something.
I know I want you.
Yeah,
I want you.
Now, see, when I said I'm so excited, I was thinking more of like Jessie on Saved by the Bell.
Oh, when she took
her caffeine pills. So, yeah. All right. So, this story is called Black Dog.
Well, first of all, do you need to explain what Deer Tales is? Deer Tales
well, I guess
because this is an anthology. And it's not, you don't have to listen to our podcast and have one podcast. You don't have to listen to number 1 and then go all the way through.
Right.
So maybe they're starting here.
Yeah, you don't have to. This is not in order. Our podcast is made, unless we label them, part 1 of 2. You can listen to our podcast however you want. If you want to start with Deer Tales number 2, then go for it. But we do not have like a flow to our show. That almost rhymed.
We don't have a flow to our show?
We don't have a flow. We have a flow, but it's not in order. Yeah, it's not a sequence. So if you're just joining us, our Deer Tales is listener-based. It is stories that we have received from our listeners, and it can be a paranormal encounter, a ghost story. It can be a folklore story. It can be, hell, I don't know, the time you lived next to a kidnapper or a murderer or a serial killer. Anything cool and interesting that you think we would like to read or you would like to share, you can totally email us at watchvideopodcast@gmail.com. If you want us to use your name, be sure and let us know that it's okay to use your first name or whatever. If not, we'll use an alias and we'll go from there.
And if you want me to talk Elisa into talking to trees when there's no substance behind that whatsoever, I can totally do that too.
That might be just a little, I took the day off today, so we're day drinking and podcasting, so there may be a little influence behind my decision to talk to a tree, okay?
She 100% got up and started talking to the tree.
Shook its hand.
I shook its leaf. I shook its leaf. I was like, nice to meet you.
You
were
so
doing?
Polite.
I was polite. Isn't that what you do when you're introduced? Hey, I'm so-and-so. How are you? You shake its hand.
It's a demon. don't talk to me.
I shook its leaf, and it did not respond because apparently that's not a thing. I call bullshit.
Not since the Wizard of Oz, when the tree started throwing apples at people.
I'm off to see the wizard, the
Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Okay, so this one's called Black Dog. Hey, ladies, my name is Brooke. This is an alias. I love your podcast. It's so much fun. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm a hospice nurse, and I had this experience about 10 years ago when I was a newly qualified nurse.
I don't want to hear it.
And had been.
I don't like the hospice stuff. I don't want to hear it.
And had been at the hospice about 6 months. I was on nights, and after a handover from the late shift, I set off to check in on all of my patients. I had a total of 12 people with 4 in small private rooms. The private room patients were the closest to death, bedbound and sleeping for long periods. They had no contact with each other. In the first private room, the old lady asked me, "Was that your dog in here earlier, nurse?" I said no, and I asked about the dog. And she told me that it was a big and black dog, kind of like a German Shepherd. And I told her that it could have very well been one of the pets as therapy dogs because, you know, they do that sometimes. They'll bring in the dogs as therapy dogs.
Oh, God, Elisa, was it a hellhound?
Oh.
I knew one of those was a big black greyhound, but it shouldn't have been roaming off its lead. And, of course, it isn't a German Shepherd dog looking. Like,
well,
it's
my
a
dog
greyhound.
shouldn't be crapping in the floor either, but dogs do what they
But
want.
here we are. I checked the visitor log, and no therapy dogs had been in that day. I put it down to her pain medication and her illness until I went to the second private room, and that gentleman said, "There was a really big black dog right by my bed earlier."
It was a hellhound, guaranteed.
I could see he was really distressed. So I said that it must have belonged to one of the visitors, and it had already left. It was okay, she said, but a shiver went down her spine.
Oh.
The third private room was another lady, very weak, but still very lucid and coherent. And again, I heard about a black dog. I asked if it looked like a German Shepherd dog, and she said no. She said it looked more like a wolf. I told her that 2 other patients had also seen it, and that seemed to reassure her. I told her I'll be looking into why a visitor's dog had been wandering around, but I knew that there had been no flesh and blood dog on the unit that day. We lost all 3 of those patients within 24 hours. The first 2 were expected and slipped away peacefully. The third lady wasn't expected to go quite so soon, so she had a catastrophic bleed that night. In British folklore, a black dog is often associated with death and was once seen as a sort of spirit guide that led people to the afterlife. It could, of course, been simply coincidence. Morphine can make people trip. Often, they see animals. It's very likely that these people had prior knowledge of black dogs as part of English mythology, but still, all 3 seeing the same apparition on the same evening is creepy and yet fascinating. It's something I think about to this day. That's your first listener tale.
Okay, so what was her pretend name?
Her pretend name is Brooke.
Brooke. Okay.
Brooke.
So it probably wasn't a hellhound.
I mean,
Or it could have been a hellhound.
Exactly.
No, it wouldn't have been a hellhound. I don't
Not
think
like
that's
hell,
real.
right? But like, I mean, that would be like their mythological name, but I mean, associated with death. And they say that most animals have like some kind of spiritual connection, like on Earth, or what, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever they can sense all of these things. So who's to say that there's not some type of reversal?
Right.
Me, I'm to say there's not.
She's like, I'm to say there's
The one
not.
with 3 dogs upstairs says they're not.
I mean, they're killing me.
Literally.
Literally killing me. So our next deer tale is called The Children.
Oh. Oh.
Hey girls, you can call me Vicky. This is an alias. In 1988, my parents had their second child. This was my brother Victor, also an alias. We were very crowded in our rented flat with 2 babies. My parents decided to move to a rambling old 2-story farmhouse on a 7-acre plot in southern Ohio for more room for the family. It was way out in the sticks and took almost an hour to get to town from there. My mom said The first time I saw the house, I freaked out. I was crying and saying things like, don't like mean house, ugly house, don't like, scary house, mama, don't like mean house. Mom says this behavior was very out of character for me, but I stopped complaining about the house after a few weeks, so she chalked it up to the stress of the move. Now, this house was a ramshackle AF, we know what that means, and in the middle of nowhere. The kitchen was to the far rear of the house, and until recently, before we moved in, still had a working ancient wood-burning cook stove against the back wall. This had caught the back wall on fire a couple months before we moved in, and it had caused a lot of damage. A lot of this damage wasn't fixed, so my young, broke parents got a very cheap rent agreement. Gotta love the 80s. On the second floor, directly above the kitchen, was a locked room. The landlord claimed it had heavy fire damage, but her son, who had done the repairs, claimed the only fire damage left was in the kitchen, since it had been the worst and was beyond his skill level to fix. Either way, the landlord was adamant that the room was off limits, and my parents always respected that. I would have looked 100%. I know all this because I heard stories about the crappy farmhouse with the creepy door my whole life, and there were pictures of us in and around the farmhouse. The locked door was right next to the upstairs landing, so there was no avoiding it, and both my parents have told me that it gave them the creeps. A few months after we moved in, my mother and I were in the yard with our pit Doberman mix, Boss. She was hanging laundry, and I was rolling around with the dog. She said that just as she noticed that everything was way too silent, Boss started going apeshit from surprisingly far away. About 500 yards from the house on the left, there was a small duck pond. Boss was in between the two, running towards my mom, then turning and running back towards the pond, barking frantically the whole time. My mom saw something thrashing around in the middle of the pond. She took off towards the water full speed.
Have you never had too much to drink where you just thrashed?
No.
That's a lie. That's an immediate lie.
You don't know.
Oh, for sure I know. I've been on so many vacations with you, and you have thrashed the whole way.
I feel like I haven't thrashed. I feel like I was very graceful.
I feel like it's all you can do not to thrash at this moment.
I'm not thrashing. I'm very composed.
Because the pool isn't up.
Yeah.
Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha. We don't have a pool to thrash in.
Day.
It wasn't hot enough.
Whatever.
You all walk outside, I'll squirt you with the water hose.
That doesn't
Okay.
sound like as much fun.
So, Mom saw something thrashing around in the middle of the pond.
Elisa.
She took off towards the water full speed. Boss beat her there and drug me out of the water himself. Thank you, puppers. Love you. Although my mom was confused how I got so far so fast and how I got into the center of the pond since it was over my head and I couldn't swim.
How old is he?
She figured she underestimated me and brought in the baby gates and playpens.
How
I
old
was to be contained from now on.
Okay, how old was he?
It doesn't
Five.
say.
We said, wait, the brother was born. So 5. Wait.
I mean, it is unbelievable how fast a toddler can get
Oh,
from
they're
point A to point
they're
B.
like lightning. They're like
Yes.
flash.
I'm not saying that his account is not true. I'm just saying it's my whole job.
Yeah, to wrangle children.
Well,
As teachers wrangle
I mean,
children.
so fast.
Right.
So fast.
Yeah, in the blink of an eye.
And occasionally your best friends.
Have to wrangle your best friend. Sometimes. A few weeks later, she was cooking downstairs. Boss was outside, Victor asleep in his crib, and I was in my playpen in my room upstairs. I also had a gate on my door and one at the top of the stairs. The stairs ran up from the side of the kitchen, so my mom said she could listen for us crying or fussing while she cooked. My mom said no longer than 15 minutes after the last time she checked in on us, Boss starts going crazy again in the yard. She runs up to check on us. Victor is still sleeping. Every baby gate is still shut and locked, but I am not in my room.
She's a Houdini.
She's Houdini. A frenzied search reveals I'm not in the house at all.
Oh Lord.
Shut up.
A sudden image of Boss saving me from drowning causes my mom to rush outside to see what he's trying to tell her this time. She said he was running circles in the yard, barking uncontrollably. When she got outside, he took off towards the right, away from the pond. He would run ahead, turn around, and bark at my mother, wait for her to catch up a little bit before racing off again. He ended up leading her almost 1.5 miles out onto the dirt road that separated our property from our neighbors.
I feel like this is a trick.
I feel like this is just a case of neglect.
Mm-hmm.
He led her to a thick stand of trees on our neighbor's side of the rocky drive. She said what hit her first was the foul stench of advanced decay.
You don't think what hit her first was the foul stench of CPS?
That was second. That was actually second.
That's what
that was
saying.
the second thing that hit
right
her.
after decay. Yeah, that came right after decay. Yeah.
And then it was the foul stench of CPS. Who is the anonymous person writing this?
Let me
Because I
see
need
if
to
they.
apologize to them immediately.
Let me see if I said Vicky and Vicky.
Okay, Vicky and Victor, I apologize.
Yep. So anyways, she plowed into the trees with her heart in her throat and her stomach full of ice. She said she noticed many piles of tin, tarps, tires, and other debris. The smell was emanating mostly strongly from these junkyard.
It was what?
Emanating.
Emanating?
Emanating.
You know what I like
They
to have?
can stank sometimes.
Yeah.
Emanating.
You know what I like on my bologna sandwich? A mayonnaise. Like a mayonnaise on my bologna
It was
sandwich.
emanating. So
That's very northern of you.
it was emanating most strongly from these junkyard, and we say corn here in Appalachia, but it's carrion. Carrion's like dead. We say corn, so it's corny.
corn.
Your dog rolled in corn, but she put carrions.
That is not even like dead shit. That's what we call it.
Just dead shit.
Or like a rotten vegetable or something.
No,
Yeah,
it's
no.
called
Yeah,
corn.
we call it corn.
Roadkill.
Like
It's
your
corn.
dog rolls
Roadkill's
in it.
corn.
Yeah, it's
No.
called corn. The word is carrion, Carrion.
Is that this real word?
It's
or like
actual
okay,
legit. It's
okay,
in the dictionary.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But it's corn.
It's corn.
Corn.
We say your dog's corny.
Also, we should say at this moment that Michelle here is from the north.
Yeah. So
She-
you got two
she-
Southerns and a Northerner.
And she eats
Yeah.
poutine.
Oh my God. No, that is no.
What is it called?
Poutine? What the hell is that?
It's like a French fry with the brown gravy and a cheese curd.
Ew.
And then it was like a military thing.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
called
What-
poutine.
No, it's not called that at all. Ever. Poutine. You make me have to think about it. I can't think about that right now.
I feel like if I'm going to make a French fry and a brown gravy and a
gosh.
cheese curd, we're going to call it poutine.
Poutine.
Let's just have an English muffin and all be friends, right?
And we'll all
instead
be
of a
friends.
biscuit. Instead of a biscuit.
I'm going to hang in there like a hair in a biscuit.
Like a hair in an English muffin.
Like a hair in an English muffin.
Okay, go ahead, because this whole
All
story.
right, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Victor and Vicky.
So, peeking under a sheet of tin, she discovered the extremely decomposed corpse of a butchered cow. As she headed deeper into the thicket, where the tree cover was denser, she said less care was taken to cover the remains. Grisly pieces of bones and rotted chunks of bovine littered the area. Apparently, our neighbor, in an effort to cheat his taxes, had been illegally slaughtering cattle and hiding the remains in one of the few thick stands of trees all around. She found me in the dead center of this thicket, just standing and looking around like I was confused, surrounded by carnage. She said I didn't seem scared or anything, just standing. She rushed over to me and after figuring out that I was not injured, began questioning me on why I was here, how I got there. Keep in mind that although my mother said I started speaking very young, I still didn't have much of a vocabulary. She said I told her, with a serious look only small children can give, that the children brought me here. Shatting her pants at the thought of anyone, even children, could walk right past her through the kitchen, get me from upstairs, and walk right back past her on the way down the stairs.
She had never
and
apparently
out
watched Children of
with
the
me.
Corn because, yes, they
Yes.
can, Malachi.
She demanded to know what children and where the hell they are now.
Yeah, you know why? because she doesn't want to be liable with the CPS.
I looked at her dead serious and told her the ones that live with us in the room at the top of the stairs. And I don't see them anymore. After a moment of stunned silence, she started asking all kinds of questions about these children. However, she told me that I refused to say anything else. She questioned me about what happened, and I would just stand there staring at her with a serious expression and my mouth closed. She said this same pattern held true every other time she brought it up to me. So she was always left wondering and immediately began hounding my dad about moving closer to town. While the incident with me getting into the pond was highly unlikely, it was at least remotely possible. My mother is adamant that me being in the hidden slaughter yard that day was flat out impossible. There is no way I could have even known it was out there, much less could I open and relock the baby gates, get downstairs, past her, and end up almost 2 miles down the road and in this place in under 15 minutes. I was only 2 and as slow as clumsy as most toddlers. Okay. As I said, she is still shaken by it after 30 years. Personally, I have no idea what happened that day. I've thought about hypnosis, but I haven't decided whether or not I really want to remember what happened. Maybe it's better to let it be a mystery because whatever the frick these things were, I really don't think they were children. So that was Vicky's story.
Samantha.
Vicky. I don't know what to say. The only thing that's going to come out of my mouth is in my mouth. The only thing that's going to come out of my mouth is
you
insulting.
You birth.
Yeah, and I don't want to insult anybody.
You only birth one kid.
Just go on to the next one. I'm just going to let it go. I have said enough. I've said the CPS. The CPS. Okay, let me ask you something, Vicky. And you can write back if you want to, or you can get super mad and throw us to the wolves on Facebook. I don't care.
To the hellhounds.
Yeah, to the hellhounds. Did your mom have custody of you?
Do not. No.
Did she have custody? I mean, honest to God, did you stay with, your aunt for like 6 or 7 months? Like, I mean,
after the fact?
Yeah, after the fact. Like, I just wonder what happened. Were you in your...
Well, there's always, what's it called? Postpartum depression?
Yes.
So there's always an explanation. It could have been postpartum depression.
Are you blaming dead cows on postpartum depression?
I ain't blaming the dead cows. Now, they said it was due to tax evasion from the slaughterhouse.
That doesn't make sense.
I ain't,
does
whatever.
That make sense, Michelle? No.
I would have thrown that
but
thing
I'm
over a
saying
hill
postpartum depression is a real thing, and maybe she experienced it.
I'm not saying that.
And I also feel like, multiple kids, but it's usually the second one. Like, I would put nothing past my second child. Like,
I agree.
Like putting sheets out the window to crawl out and then be there because that was just what he wills for himself. So
at 2 years old,
I mean, do you think he's ever been any different? Yeah, I mean, do you think he's ever been? No,
I don't know. Like, I feel like I need more from this story, Vicky. I just need more from you. I need more. Like, there's stuff I need questions.
We have gaps.
We have gaps in the story that we need answered. So we're going to need to know.
Like I said, first of all, did mom keep custody? Like, I mean, were the police called at any time? At any time. Go ahead.
I would say no because mom found her on both occasions.
Right.
So
yeah.
I would say the police were not involved.
And I would rat myself out, would you?
That she had custody.
No.
Be like, lost her again.
Okay, this next one is called Brody's Story. Hey ladies, my name is Brody, and this might be a long story, and I have never ever shared it before, but it's 100% true, and my dad can absolutely attest to it.
Okay, Brody, I will be the judge of that.
Here
I
it
will
goes.
Judge that, and Michelle will judge that. Michelle, are you ready to judge?
I'm ready.
This happened when I was about 10 years old.
It's a lie.
It was always, 9 and a half.
It had always been known that the family who lived in my childhood home before us had a daughter who passed away from cancer at a very young age.
Elisa, you can't do a...
She did not pass away in the house, but at a local hospital.
Aww.
I had always gotten weird vibes in the house, but only in the basement. I grew up in the house from age 3 to 18. my basement had a little makeshift basketball court in it, and I would shoot hoops nightly down there. We had a huge black stereo that I would listen to music on while shooting hoops. For some reason, every single time that I'd gotten done shooting hoops, I would absolutely storm up the stairs of the basement and refuse to look into this particular corner of it because I always had that feeling like I was being watched by something or someone. You know, that feeling. So much to the point that I had convinced myself if I were to look in that corner while walking up the stairs, I would see someone standing there.
It was a CPS
worker. Again with the CPS. Again with the
CPS out of it. One night after shooting hoops, I went upstairs and got in bed and got ready to go to sleep. My dad and I laid down the same exact time in separate rooms, though. I can't make this up. Within minutes of laying down, my dad came knocking on my door and told me that I forgot to turn the stereo off. I literally had no idea what he was talking about because I was sure I did. He said, the stereo is absolutely blaring. He went down to the basement and it was blaring in the pitch dark. Now this story gets even more wild. About a week later, maybe not even a full week, I got done shooting hoops again and I laid in bed. I kid you not, you can ask my dad. As I lay in bed, I started hearing what sounded like bouncing. I could hear the noise coming through the vent in the corner of my room. I put my ear up to the vent, and all of a sudden, I understood what I was hearing, and I froze. My basketball was dribbling.
Oh, okay.
I ran into my dad's room.
Do you believe it, Samantha? It was dribbling itself.
I'm waiting for the rest of the story.
Okay.
I ran into my dad's room. He put his ear up to the vent, and he heard the exact same thing. He went downstairs to the basement, and this time it was still and quiet. No sound, no dribbling, just darkness.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
That vent in the corner of my room was directly over the corner of the basement that I had always had super weird vibes. To this day, my dad and I will joke about it every now and then. This happened 20 years ago or so, but it's something we both will never ever forget. Permanently etched in our memories and minds, that's for sure.
So this whole story is about a basketball dribbling.
In the stereo.
By itself, in the stereo coming on.
No, listen, I feel like I kind of believe this one. Like, I had a similar experience. Remember when we did the family Christmas in Cleveland? And we did, my sister and her husband and 3 kids and my parents and the kids and I, we all went to Cleveland. We stayed in this really cool old house that had before, like, been torn down and rebuilt and whatever. So my sister and I and her husband were all sitting in the living room, like, talking about Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye and the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cleveland, whatever, India, whatever. So we're talking about it, and he was like, my sister said, I heard Bing Crosby was a real ass, like, to his kids, his family. He was not a good dad.
Not a good person.
Okay,
Not a good person.
Hold on.
No, wait, no, just listen. Hear me out. Okay.
Bing Crosby, what did he sing at Christmas time?
Like everything.
All kinds of Christmas
Bing?
songs.
Are you kidding
He
me?
is like the authentic.
Yes.
Did he sing, I'm dreaming of
Better than that, he did.
Christmas.
Yes. Yes.
Just like
Because he
the
played
ones
something
I
about, like, during the
used to
Depression, he
know.
played baseball, too. Like, he was very multifaceted. Something. Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing.
I didn't know that about a Bing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that about
But
Bing.
then I was like, oh, we were talking about it. Oh, Bing. And she was like, I heard he was an asshole. I'm not joking. My mother had brought all the kids' stockings because that was our family Christmas. The stockings on the mantle started swinging in this old refabbed, like, house, whatever. And we all about died. All of us were about to lose our minds. So then I looked into the house. And I swear, I'm telling you. Then we looked into the house prior to it being torn down and rebuilt. There was a young lady whose birthday was the same as mine that was killed in that house, like in the 80s, and was said to be haunted. And we were like, go upstairs and play with the kids.
So,
You're like,
Let
okay.
us have adult time.
hold on. So are you telling me I feel like Bing Crosby haunted you more than the girl in the house.
I think we pissed him off, but we were talking.
You were talking about him.
We were talking
and his
about
spirit was
Bing.
like,
Yes.
no, ma'am.
Yes.
I can see how you could piss off a Bing Crosby.
And from the dead. So we were talking about him. That we were talking about and all the things, the house and all the things, and stockings started swinging. No apparent reason. All 6 of the stockings swinging back and forth.
Did you all do a Christmas mimosa?
A Christmas mimosa.
We were having a Christmas cocktail at the time, but not enough for all of us to see what we saw. But then we looked into the newspaper article and we were like, that kid is just messing with us. That poor little girl. And we were like, go upstairs and play with the kids. This is adult time.
You're like, you need to go upstairs where all the other kids are.
All the kids are upstairs. Go.
Again, I feel like this is a CPS case.
The kids were fine. They were fine.
Why do you keep wanting to bring CPS in all these stories?
Because I am a mandated reporter.
Oh my goodness! Listen, no, but I think this one could have some because kids are tricky. They play tricks, and so if you're going to be a ghost,
that was very mischievous for sure.
Yeah, I would play tricks if I were a ghost kid.
Yeah, I agree. It's very mischievous. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of clarify. We talked about sleep paralysis in one of the other episodes. So, sleep paralysis is a state during waking up or falling asleep in which a person is conscious but in a complete state of full body paralysis. During an episode, this person may hallucinate, they may hear, feel, or see things that are not there, which often results in fear. Now, these episodes generally last no more than just a few minutes, and it can reoccur multiple times, or it can be just a single episode. Now, it can be triggered by sleep deprivation, psychological stress, or abnormal sleep cycles.
So the reason that you are describing or giving us the definition of sleep paralysis, that's a hard word for me, is that our guest today, Michelle, or as I lovingly call her, Michelle. She has a story for us. So when we were doing the deer tales, she's like, hey, I have a story. Samantha, don't drag me too hard about it. And I was like, listen to me, as much as I love you, and you're getting
drugged.
And we're getting the matching tattoos. And I've never had a sister, but if I did, it would be you. I'm going to drag you through the dirt. So sleep paralysis, when we were talking about it.
Yes. We talked about it on the last deer tale episode too.
But she has a story for us that she's going to tell us, and I'm going to try my best to be respectful because it's a lot easier for me. It's a lot easier for me to be really hard on people when they're not sitting beside of me, and I don't love them with every ounce of my being. But I'm going to slide this mic over.
Slide that mic over
to Michelle. I'm
Michelle.
going to let Michelle have it. And I'm going to try to be respectful since she's here and she's going to tell us
then
her deer tale.
You may want to put a sucker or something, take a bathroom, take a smoke break. I don't know, go upstairs, feed and water the dogs.
I'm going to drink a mom water, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look at her with my little beady eyes, and I'm going to be like, bull.
And ask me a lot.
Look what you've created, Vanessa, with the mom waters.
So, Michelle, tell me your story.
Let's go. We want to hear.
Okay.
And I love you so much, so go ahead.
In true, Golden Girl, picture it. Clarion, 2001. Clarion, Pennsylvania, 2001.
Did you think, in 2001?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bad year.
I was a junior in high school.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I'm just a freshman in college. You are a baby.
I'm just a baby.
So I was a freshman in college.
I was hanging out on the ridges, drinking all the drinks with Elisa's husband, who she wasn't even introduced to yet.
Didn't even know him.
No, I introduced him later. But everybody knows that. All our listeners know
that's true, yeah.
I was drinking all the drinks.
Okay. Hush your mouth.
So while you were doing that, Lisa was doing algebra.
Yeah.
I was in college with two of my really good girlfriends. We had a shared room or whatever in college. It was one of the oldest dorms on campus, previously been the all-girls dorm, whatever. It was no longer an all-girls dorm, but we had the suite. So we had gone out for the evening and came home, and one of the roommates didn't come home. So everyone went to bed. Next thing.
Did they go to bed alone?
Yes.
Or did they have company?
I'm just trying to wrap. I'm trying to picture
so
it.
For the
you got to set the
so
scene.
for the purpose of this story, because will make more sense, I guess, or have validity.
It has validity.
Yeah.
And like we have said so many times, what is on the rise, Michelle?
Not.
Michelle, what is on the rise? Say it. What is on the rise?
Global warming, Samantha, is on the rise.
No, ma'am. What is on the rise?
Syphilis is on the rise.
Syphilis is on the rise.
Listen, there are the billboards. That was news to me. Nobody had a billboard in 2001. But anyway.
Syphilis is on the rise, people.
Currently, yes. New breaking news. Anywho.
Keep it in your pants.
Yes. Lesson of the day. So anyway, my roommate and I came home alone, went to our separate beds, right? So we were waiting for our third roommate to come home. Laying there asleep, saw the door open, heard something, thought it was Kelly, the third roommate. Went to like sit up, acknowledge her, you know, like, what are you doing? You know, all the things that freshmen in college say. Could not move. Felt like my eyes would open. I could like hear things, I could see things, but it felt like there was this huge weight all over my body.
Like something laying on top of you?
Okay, but yes, but
it's a demon.
Again, it was a demon.
It's a demon.
That should have been, that was my first red flag. He wasn't the right one, you know? But I sometimes know I miss the signs, but no. They're alone in my little twin extra long bed or whatever they are. And could not move. It was like there was like literally something just, you could see like a white shadowy thing.
Ew.
But it wasn't a scary feeling, like it was peaceful, but I was like, just get me up. Like I just want to sit up.
I just need to get up.
Kelly, is that you? Like, you know, but yeah. So
you're lucky because a lot of times during sleep paralysis, a lot of people report seeing a black ominous thing and feel like it feels very demonic.
Mine was very like white and cloudy,
yeah,
maybe,
like a
or
fog,
whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a large chance that I'd probably consumed enough alcohol that I had just gone back to sleep. Like, did not have enough knowledge at that point to have the fear that I probably should have had.
Yeah.
To be scared, but I was like, Kelly, is that you? Heidi, do you see Kelly? And no, she was not. It was not her. Whatever opened the door, whatever came into was present there in that day was not.
Hold on a second, and I'm being serious. So, like, you thought Kelly was coming in, but Kelly actually I was thinking at the beginning that Kelly actually came in. You were just trying to yell at her.
No. So it felt like, you know, like when you're sleeping or whatever, and you're like sharing a room, whatever. Someone was coming in the door, the light from the hallway, and all the things. So that happened, and then it was like me trying to sit up and see who it was or whatever, and not being able to move.
And you couldn't move at that point.
Couldn't move, couldn't speak, like nothing. I could open my eye. I was very aware of what was going on. It was very like real.
But you were paralyzed.
But I was completely paralyzed. Couldn't even speak to her.
I'm not a fan of that story.
No. It was. I mean, and it was like real. I mean, I had no other like spiritual, you know, like connections or experiences or anything like that. So that's what to me makes it feel like, yeah, like something was going on.
Something was up. Yeah.
Like I feel like something was there.
You know, I have seen before, like on TikTok, like if you look up like melatonin, you know, and stuff like that. And I take
melatonin. I wasn't taking that as a freshman in college. No,
I take the melatonin. No. But they're like, oh, I saw the man in the hat. Did you see the man in the hat?
No, it was like a white, like presence, but it was like
more like a very faint white apparition.
Yes, like an apparition, I guess is probably what you would, but no, but there was no like solid figure, there was no like facial features or anything like that, but it was standing at the foot of my bed, and then the rest of me was just completely immobile, like the rest of like nothing.
No, man.
And it was almost like probably what I would assume somebody that had like major like actual paralysis, like you can't speak, you can't like communicate your thoughts, but what like all of this shit was going through my head at that point.
We really talked about this the last episode right before you got here, when we were recording. It's called locked in syndrome.
Locked in.
But that's when somebody that is when somebody has a TBI,
traumatic brain injury.
Traumatic brain injury, like they get something called, I mean, because we talked about that.
Yeah,
talked about it, but it was very, I was like, that to me would be the worst thing.
Like trapped. Like I felt trapped inside my body, like no way to communicate. And then there was like a little sense of like maybe a panic, like what in the world?
Like what the heck?
Yeah.
Like I can't move.
Sense of panic.
I think I would
again,
panic.
remember, I was a freshman in college and we had been out. So like probably
You were like, oh dude, I'm so hammered.
Yes. I was like, okay, we're going to go back to bed. But I mean, it wasn't even like it was a drinking thing either. You know, I mean, this, because I remember it so vividly. Had it been something probably.
I have not had sleep paralysis, but I remember my niece talking about that and that it's absolutely terrifying. And if I remember correctly, she woke up and it was that the dark, ominous, you know, big black figure. Felt like she was being held down. Now I've never experienced that. I hope I don't at all. I'm good with that.
If I ever experience that, and especially if I experience that because of the conversation that we have had today, I will tell you now, as much as I love, what did we say last episode, our little tiny cult following where we made the 16 cents a couple weeks ago. You can take your 16 cents and you can take it and you can shove it just as far up your hind end as you want, because I promise you, I will set these microphones on fire. If it is between Watch for Deer, that I love dearly, or me sleeping at night, not having to worry about the boogeyman coming to me, I am done.
Listen, if the boogeyman come and got you, he would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And turn around and run.
Return to sender.
So you good.
Yes.
You good.
Yes.
Ain't no boogeyman taking you.
Not for long.
You good.
You promise?
I promise. I promise.
Well, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Guys, we hope you enjoyed our spinoff of Watch for Deer podcast with the Deer Tales. If you have a deer tale that you want to share with us, whether you want to use your actual name or you want to be anonymous, let us know. You can email us at watchfordeerpodcast@gmail.com. Go follow on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Watch for Deer Podcast. Be sure to leave us a review on the Spotify, because that helps put our stuff to a wider audience.
I mean, we have thousands of downloads.
We do.
I mean,
I think we're pushing like 13,000. I don't know if it's a lot, but that's a lot for me.
I mean, that's a lot for us.
That's a lot for us.
I mean, leave a review. If you like us, it's a free thing that we do. We get together every week.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually costing us money in the alcohol and the mixer
and the alcohol and the stuff. Oh yeah, we're definitely in the hole.
The
minus
inspiration.
16 cents, but
right. So I mean,
you know,
leave us a review.
But leave us a review if you enjoy our podcast. We're working on some exciting new things, hopefully coming here in the fall. We're hoping to do some live shows. We're hoping to do some live shows on TikTok to where we can interact with our listeners. But that's all for now. Y'all be safe and watch for deer.